Hello, and thank you for joining this presentation. In this presentation, we will discuss COVID-19 and Black Americans. My name is Donna Andro, and I'm joined today with my colleagues Joyce Aceris and Razana Dawab Adib. Of course, in this presentation, we will cover the background of COVID-19, the background of Black Americans and their susceptibility to COVID-19, relationships between COVID-19 and Black Americans, and barriers that face Black Americans when they're trying to access healthcare. But let's start with a basic understanding of COVID-19 signs and symptoms. Symptoms of COVID-19 include fever, chills, a sore throat, cough, fatigue, headache. These signs and symptoms can show as a regular cold or even a severe illness. Additional information on COVID-19. There's various long-term side effects as well as the initial symptoms. This includes loss of taste or smell, shortness of breath, continuous fatigue, and in worst cases, death. Now my colleague Joyce Aceris will share information on Black Americans.
Thank you, Donna, for providing the introduction to COVID-19. My name is Joyce Aceris, and I will discuss to you the background of Black Americans, the cultural group included in our analysis. Black Americans came to America as slaves from Africa. It took a civil war to end the slavery system, but even though they were free, Blacks still did not enjoy all the freedoms of whites. Laws, collectively known as the Jim Crow laws, prevented Blacks from voting, shopping, and even using restrooms. In the 1960s, civil rights and voting rights legislation tried to create a more equal society. However, as the Black Lives Matter highlights, the COVID-19 results prove systemic racism continues to impede on the progress of equality. Faced with these prejudices, Black Americans have remained good-hearted, talented, and value strong family bonds. In a study called African Americans and COVID-19, Beliefs, Behaviors, and Vulnerability to Infection, the author noted evidence of a strong family bonds in that 12.2% of Blacks aged 60 years and older live in multi-generational households, compared to 3.8% of whites. According to the US CDC, Blacks represents 12.54% of the US population, yet as of March 31, Blacks have accounted for 13.6% of the group. On the next slide, I will discuss why Blacks have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. It is an unfortunate irony that Blacks, a long marginalized group in the US, oftentimes treated as second-class citizens, were now deemed essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. The lower wage jobs where Blacks are disproportionately employed were finally recognized for being critical to society. It unfortunately took a pandemic for people to realize this. For Blacks, their marginalized yet essential status has resulted in Blacks having a 2.8% time higher hospitalization rate and a 1.9 times higher death rate, according to the latest CDC numbers. That Blacks only have 1.1 times as many cases looks like a better number. However, the primary reasons for this lower number is that Blacks do not have easy access to tests as whites, and thus many Blacks suffered through COVID-19 without counting as a statistic. Knowing that the
All right,
Black
you want to
community.
stop?
Okay.